Hello, Springford, and happy Friday, not Wednesday. This video is coming to you because I want to give you some advance notification of our board meeting coming up on Tuesday, the 22nd. I know there's been some talk in the community, some buzz about some things that are happening in other communities and us being prepared for whatever those next steps are. And if you recall, a few months back at a board meeting, I did say that it would be time for us to start thinking about what an optional or recommended masking situation might look like in our schools. And I think we're getting close to that point where we need to have that discussion. So at the board table on Tuesday, we're going to be having a discussion about where we are, what the local information is, the current information, and what other school districts are doing and what other communities are doing, so that our board can be informed and make the most appropriate decision in terms of how we move forward and stepping away and outside of this pandemic. I just want to share with you maybe a few things that we have gleaned over the last, week or so. And we have received some emails requesting that we have a discussion, but this is really at this point about the data and about how we continue to move forward. Springford themselves, our number within our own footprint, yesterday that number, that 7-day total was 131.42 per 100,000. And this week, and that's the number that comes out every Tuesday. That's based on a Thursday number. That number comes out on the Tuesday. So on Tuesday, you'll see that number of 131.42, but I get the numbers every day. So today's number is 120.67. So again, we are drastically trending downward. Today, Montgomery County's per 100,000 figure is 89.7. So we are under 100 there. Additionally, that positivity rate is at 7.3%, which is a stark difference from where we were a few weeks ago, a month ago. As you all know, there was recently an article released by CHOP that indicated that it's time for us to consider what a recommended masking scenario would look like versus a mask mandate. That information has been out there and shared with us. We did recently learn that the CDC, Dr. Rachel Walensky, is going to be coming forward with some updated guidance for how we measure what we need to do with masking in our communities. I believe it involved things like vaccination rates in the community and severe incidents and hospitalizations instead of that level of community transmission. We're seeing that people are starting to shift away from relying on those levels of community transmission and more on other metrics. As you know, our health and safety plan is based on that level of community transmission, which I think is why it's so important for us to get together as a board and have a conversation about what our next steps are going to be. We have noticed that communities around us are beginning to make those shifts to either optional or recommended masking. And we want, again, I want to stress, we want to be as prepared as we can for the next phase and coming out of this pandemic. And that, of course, it starts with a board discussion and some sort of a revision to our health and safety plan. So on Tuesday, we're going to be having a discussion, talking about what the benefits are, what the concerns are. We do have things that we're still working through. We still have an element of contact tracing we have to work through. We still have an element of masking to stay that is a consideration. We still have the CDC order that when on public transportation, masking is still mandated. So there are still some things we're working through. I think it's important for us to continue having conversations in that direction. So on Tuesday night, whether you participate via Zoom or in person, if you are interested in hearing that discussion, that will be happening at the table. Now, our Tuesday meeting is a work session. So at this point, it is a discussion item so we can be prepared for our voting meeting, which happens on Monday, the 28th. So stay tuned. Important information going to be coming forward. As we begin to think about what life outside of this pandemic looks like, this Tuesday's conversation is going to be critical. So thanks very much. Stay tuned. Stick with us. We're getting there. We're seeing a light, and we want to see this through to the end. So we appreciate you tuning in. Have a great weekend, and we'll see you on Tuesday. Take care.